roughly $55,000 a year. Louisiana Republican and House Majority Leader Steve Scalise joins me. Nice to talk to you, sir. And this is mostly hung up or is hung up in the Senate because they've got the problem with, or the issue of the filibuster. But tell me, what are the Democrats saying to you in the House? Because they have to get on airplanes too, and I bet they're going to get heckled pretty big in those lines.
Well, Greta, first, thanks for having me again. It's great to be with you. And it's disgusting and it's dangerous what Democrats are doing by shutting down the Department of Homeland Security. Let's keep in mind, we're at a heightened level of threat. We've had multiple terrorist attacks on our homeland here in the United States just in the last month. And yet Democrats want to shut down this department. We're going to bring a bill in the House yet again tomorrow. You're going to see a vote on the House floor. And what you're going to see from Democrats is a whole lot of posturing and talking. But ultimately, Greta, you're going to see Democrats vote no. They do not want to fund the Department of Homeland Security because they want chaos. They want open borders. And believe me, this is about two things. It's about defunding the police and about having open borders again, like they had under Joe Biden. And look, you just saw in Chicago a couple of days ago, another beautiful young woman murdered by an illegal who came in under Biden's open borders that Democrats want to take us back to. That's why they want to defund the entire Department of Homeland Security. They can say whatever they want about what their intentions are. They want to defund the police and shut down all enforcement because they want open borders. And America doesn't want that. It was the #1 issue that President Trump got elected on. President Trump secured the border. He fixed this problem, but we need TSA agents paid, our Coast Guard paid, and FEMA and other people at that department to be paid. They're working without pay, and it's disgraceful and dangerous, and Democrats ought to be ashamed of themselves if they had any shame, Greta.
Is it that they are hung up on the payments to ICE within the Department of Homeland Security? Is that's what's hanging up FEMA, TSA, or anybody else? Is it just ICE? And is it as a consequence of Minnesota, which has now been ended, and President Trump has moved the ICE out of Minnesota? But is that what their hang up is?
Well, they don't really know what it is, but they're hiding behind that. And yes, they oh, gee whiz, they hate ICE and we need to get reforms at ICE. My goodness, Greta, you've covered it. President Trump's made dramatic reforms at ICE. He got rid of the Department of Homeland Security secretary, brought in Mark Wayne Mullen. He was just sworn in yesterday. They've made drastic reforms. They're putting them in body cameras on ICE agents. You're seeing dramatic reforms, and yet Democrats don't want to take yes for an answer. They don't want to acknowledge all of those changes.
Well, there are two issues, though, within ICE to me. One is, I mean, what happened in Minneapolis, but the other thing at the border, because it was quite scandalous in the last administration, is because then Homeland Security Secretary Mayorkas would say the borders were secure and to be a split screen like I have right now with you, and he'd be testifying on one side saying they're secure, and we're looking at the other side in real time, looking at people coming over in droves. I mean, it's positively insane. You know, it was almost like Baghdad Bob making us try to believe those borders were sealed. They were not. I mean, and the American people, I mean, as you noticed on the last vote, people want new citizens, but the right way.
Legally. And look, Democrats lied to you back then. Like you said, Secretary Mayorkas literally testified saying the border's secure while you're seeing thousands of people caravan and parade across the border every single day under Biden. We changed that. They lied back then. Today, they're saying, oh, we support TSA. And then tomorrow's going to mark the 8th time, Greta, the 8th time that Democrats in Congress have voted to deny pay to TSA agents. So on one side of their mouth, they're saying they support TSA, and yet when they pull out their voting card, they're voting to defund TSA and other law enforcement agents because they just want open borders and they want to defund the police. This is insanity. This is your new Democrat Party, though. It's not your grandfather's Democrat Party. They are insane. They are a crazy bunch of people. You saw it in the State of the Union when President Trump said, you know, these people are crazy. He says, stand up if you want secure borders and you love America, and sit down if you want illegals to come in and hurt people. And we all stood up, and every Democrat sat down because they want illegals more than they want people here legally. It's unbelievable.
Well, except for a handful of people who live in the area, like Virginia or Maryland or maybe New York, you know, all these members of Congress are probably going to get on a plane this week and go home, many of them who are here. And I know, frankly, I would not want to be a member of Congress standing in line, because they're going to get an earful from the American people standing in those lines if they are recognized, because Americans are sick of this.
They should be, and there's no excuse for it. And look, anybody out there watching your show, Greta, there's going to be a vote on the House floor tomorrow. Watch it. Thursday, there's going to be a public record vote, straight up. Do you support and vote to fund the Department of Homeland Security, including TSA? Yes or no? 2 buttons you can press. And go look at the vote, America. Pull the vote. It's a record vote. We'll get it to you. Call the Majority Leader's office, Steve Scalise's office. We'll get you a copy of the vote. It's a link I can send you, and you can see who voted yes to fund TSA and who voted no to keep it shut down. And you're going to see every Democrat in that no column, and yet they'll be talking out of both sides of their mouth. But the vote is ultimately what matters. How do you vote? We're going to make everybody vote tomorrow on record. Yet again, eighth time that you'll see it in the last month, and Democrats keep voting to shut it down.
Majority Leader Steve Scalise, thank you, sir. People think news just happens. It doesn't. It happens because there's someone there to capture the moment, to explain it and share it. That's my job. I go where news breaks and give you the facts. Join me for The Record on Newsmax.